All right, how do we become free on Passover? So basically, how it all started. It all started, meaning how did we end up in Egypt? It all started at the very beginning of creation, Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve, who, when Adam spoke and told Eve the story of why he was here, and then he told the story about not eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And he told her, don't touch and don't eat from the tree, because if you touch or eat from the tree, you're going to die. So he said something that God didn't say. He changed the story. He told the story that was more scary, intense. If you just touch it, you could die. So this is something that we try to fix on Passover, because this is the root of why we are here today, still in Egypt. The root is the way we tell the story. And so the first thing was a miscommunication of the Misorah, and the miscommunication of the passing over the story. Passover is passing over the story. Pesach, the mouth that speak. So the way Adam spoke with his mouth brought us into Egypt, and now we try to reverse the thing. So what do? We tell a story. We tell a story to our children. We tell a story to our children, and we tell a story. You know why we tell a story to our children? Even if not children, we tell a story to ourselves. But we tell a story to our children because children are pure, and they're gonna react right away to the way you tell the story. How do you tell the story? How do you tell the story about your ancestors, about why you're Jewish, about why are you doing all those stuff and mitzvot and all that? Are you telling a story in a way that the kids are going to be excited and so curious and wow, that's amazing? Or no, you're going to tell the story with halachot, everything, quick, we have to do this. Now you can do things quick, but you can do it in an exciting way. Or you can be very strict on everything, on everyone, and go to the chumros and then have everybody like scared to miss the time, otherwise it's terrible. By the way you tell the story, your kids can become 4 different types of kids. The way you're going to teach your Judaism to your students or to your children, to your friends, can transform them into 4 different types of kids. It's not that they are like that. They were not born. They're all born smart and good and wanting to be loving and to do the right thing. They're innocent. The way we tell the story to our children, the way it's transmitted, the way the Pesach, the way the mouth speak, the way things that pass over to our children, is going to transform them into a Rasha or into a Chacham, wise, evil, or to someone who doesn't know to ask, or someone who is just simple. So, are you tell the story in a way that, whoa, the child is curious, like that's the Chacham, like, wow, this is, but why is it that? So you make thing and manishtana, why is it different? And you find ways to make it exciting, and you hide stuff, and you make it in a way that it brings curiosity, and you transform your child into a Chacham. You transform your own inner child into a Chacham. You yourself have to be excited, otherwise it's not going to work. You have to live it. Are you telling the story in a way like the Rasha? Meaning that you tell the story in a way that the kid says, what does this have to do with me? Egypt, Egyptian, 10 plagues, frogs, like, whoa. and you don't speak to him in a way that he connects to his generation, 2018. You got to speak to him. Yeah, we were assimilated. Jews didn't think, just like the computers and the tablets and the Facebook and people are so that. Oh, the kids start thinking, oh, you make him a chacham. But if you don't speak it in his language, and you just tell the story like dry, without any juice, without any feelings and emotions and something interesting, then your kid becomes a Russia. Or you become a Russia. Or you are a Russia. Now, not that it's that we're evil, but that means we're living the wrong type of Judaism, the wrong type of life. Or if you make the Seder in a way that, okay, everybody does everything, and you do in a way, you just talk and you say things, yeah, do this, say that, okay, we say that, and the kid doesn't even know what to ask. He doesn't understand anything. He's quiet. Nothing to ask. Just did, okay? You're not allowed to talk. Your kids becomes someone who doesn't ask anything. Or you can make the ask the simple, or that can bring someone to be the simple son, or to the one who doesn't know what to ask. Again, there's four different levels of us, and the way we tell the story fixes the sin of Adam HaRishon. And this is the way we go out of Egypt. The Seder is the order in which you lead your children. You have to lead them in a way that they want to ask more questions and they want to be closer to God, and they have clarity about why we are here, and why is this Seder so important. You have to make this Seder relevant to your everyday life, and you tell the story. You have to be a professional storyteller, and children remember stories. And we have to give them the true story of today and how everything relates in their own language. It teaches us to really teach Torah the right way, and that's the only solution. How are we going out of Egypt? Only in every generation we teach our children in a way that they feel God is part of their everyday life, that they feel that God is here in America or whatever part of the world you are, and that we are in Egypt, and really that the things happening in your life that helps you is really all from God, and make the story real, just like Purim. And that's why we drink on that night. We drink to become a bit more emotional, in touch with ourselves, to feel the self and be in touch with our inner child who is pure and innocent, and you'll know what type of the child you are. So we need to be free to free our different type of children we have become, and the way we teach our children in a way that pushes them to become all loving children, loving the Torah, loving the story of Passover, loving the story of humanity, the story of the world, loving Hashem. That's really how we can become free on Passover. And if we do that, then we can have the next generation just loving, being close to God, serving God, being Jewish, being a light into the nation, changing the world by role modeling, by being holy, by wanting to be close to God. But all that depends on how we transmit the information and transmit the story. And that's why we have, in a way, to prepare Passover. There's this whole seder. It's an order, and if we do the order right, if we prepare it right, then our children will be able to understand the story better. It involves preparation, and preparation is necessary for Passover and the Passover night to be exciting. You could technically just take an Haggadah and tell the story, and tell a beautiful story. But if you have a little bit more time, if you want it the right way, you prepare an order in which, not just the order of the Haggadah, an order in which you're going to be able to transmit to your kids that God loves you and that everything He does is for the good, and that and push them to you want to learn more Torah and to be closer to God. And that's that in this way will be really free out of Egypt. So have a happy Passover.